What?
What?
What the hell is this?
Harumph. I didn't get a harumph out of that guy.
Give the governor harumph.
Harumph!
You watch your ass.
I see you shiver with anticipation.
Let the show begin.
Hey everybody, this is David Heretic and Mrs. Heretic, and we are bringing you our concert review for Bruce Springsteen, April 4th, 2024. We went to night one, yes. And we had a great time with it. And as always, we're gonna talk about everything. We're gonna talk about the set list. We're gonna talk about the overall presentation. We're gonna talk about the atmosphere, and then we're gonna talk about and give it a rating. I don't know how you're gonna rate it. I know how I'm gonna rate it. You have an idea?
I do. You
do. All right. So first things first. Usually when we do these concert reviews, we have a dinner review, folks. I'm gonna be honest with you. We went to BJ's.
Get that hippie out of the ring!
Look, it was on the way. It was quick. It was fast. We got in. We ate. We got out. Nothing really to write home about. It's BJ's. I mean, when you go to BJ's, you can expect solid food, solid service. Nothing over the top, but nothing bottom of the barrel either. So, I mean, overall, I would give dinner like about 7.2, 7.3. I mean, it was solid. We had a couple of appetizers, we shared a pizza, and we were in and out in less than an hour. So, I mean, it was good to go. What do you think?
I'd give it a 6.5. My avocado egg rolls were on the cold side. So that wasn't like the best, but we did have a good dinner. We enjoyed ourselves, and we had to do it because unfortunately I had to work, so he had to come and get me, and we had to run off to the
I went to her work, picked her up, and we were on our way. So, all right, so dinner wasn't too bad. We get to the venue, we park. I went a little above and beyond. I got us the premier parking, so we were like right front row we were front and center when it came to parking, but we were right there. We walked like 5 steps and we were at the sidewalk for the Forum. I gotta tip my cap to the Forum staff. They did a great job, man. They got us through the gates, through security. We were from the time we got out of the car to the time we actually got into the venue, it took less than 10 minutes, man. It was bing bop boop, ran like clockwork.
That included getting merch.
Yeah.
Take a look at his happy shirt.
There it is. I got a shirt now, Springsteen fans. I finally got one. The merch booth, there was nobody in line. Nobody. And that was weird because by the time we got there, we were pretty close. I mean, doors had already opened. So we got there about 7 o'clock. 7 past right there. We get inside the venue, we go to our seats and waited for the show to start. They had a little bit of a late start. Doors were at 6:30 and show was supposed to start at 7:30. Show didn't start till 7:50. I'm not sure what the delay was for, but it's all right. You know, it's not like we waited for 3 hours like some other artists.
I understood that reference.
Who we will not mention because they are not worth our time. But we had a good time nonetheless once the show started. Think you had a good level of expectation, I know. Show started off, and we started off with a cover to kick off the show. They started off with a cover of the John Lee Hooker tune, Boom Boom, which I've done a reaction to. But even before that, I was familiar with the song. That is a blues staple. I'm sure you recognize the tune.
I think I recognize the tune.
You think you recognize it?
I think I recognize it, but I'm not 100% sure.
Okay, but when you heard it, it didn't go, oh, I know this song?
No.
Okay.
No, not 100%, but it was fun, him walking up. Boom, 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 yes.
Yeah. And then the band kicked in with the response. Yeah, that was fun. So that's a great way to start the show. Punch them in the mouth, wake you up. And because, like I said, they had a little bit of a late start. So to start with that, not a bad way to wake up the crowd. Follow into Lonesome Day.
I got into that song. I've never heard it before, but by the time the chorus really set in, I was singing along with the song.
I hadn't heard the song before either. That's one of the songs I've not done a reaction to yet. Solid song and a solid follow-up to Boom Boom. I gotta say, I mean, it's not the same energy level as Boom Boom, obviously, but it came down a bit, but not so much that they lost the crowd. Bruce really, for the entire show, Bruce did a really good job of strategically placing songs that would blend into the next song, to the next song, to the next song, and everything made sense. So I got no issue with it. I dug the tune. It felt good, sounded good. Moving into Prove It All Night.
Another solid song that just moved right along in and flowed very, very nice.
Yeah, no, I've done a reaction to that song, and just like the reaction, it was exactly as advertised. I had no issues with it. Felt good, sounded good, smooth. A good transition out of Lonesome Day. Coming up into Trapped.
And Trapped was actually a really good, like I said, he had the best segues into from one song to the next. The segue, he didn't skip a beat. That man did not stop. It was like, he didn't really take intermission.
Now we'll talk about that later. But I was really fascinated with, Boom Boom into Lonesome Day, into Prove It All Night, into Trapped. We just consistently got a little bit slower in tempo with each song, and with Trapped being very laid back. And you were singing along. You didn't know the song, but what's funny about you is even when you didn't know the song, by about halfway, you got the chorus. And you were singing along to the chorus, so.
It was fun!
You were sitting there and you were pumping your hand up, Trapped! And I was like, looking at you like, wow, okay, you're getting into it. I love it. So Boom Boom into Lonesome Day, into Prove It All Night, into Trapped. It consistently got a little bit slower, a little bit slower, a little bit slower, but that's okay. It never bottomed out. It never got like, ugh. I mean, at least I didn't feel that.
Oh no, the energy, I was still pumped up hours after the show ended.
Yeah, we drove to Vegas after the show, and I told her, get some sleep, I'm gonna drive, 4.5 hour drive, and she was up the whole time, so not a bad start with those 4 songs. All right, now coming out of Trapped, where we would be at brought down, we go into Two Hearts, and what happened?
Boom!
We went right back up again. Yep. Good tune, solid tune. I know you were digging it. One of those songs I did a reaction to, so yeah, I recognized it, sort of. It wasn't one of my favorite ones, but it definitely popped up the energy quite a bit. After that came Ghosts.
Took it down just
yeah, we brought it down a little bit. Not a song I've done a reaction to yet, but it did bring it down just a tad. Here's the thing, like when they would bring it down, it never bottomed out. Like it was here, and then it would go down to here, and then it would go down to here, and then it would go down to here, and then they would bring it back up again. And it's just, but it never went here, blah, like that. It never bottomed out.
No.
So the energy level was maintained. Just the tempos of the songs were brought down a little bit. The feels of the song were brought down a little bit. Ghost definitely did that. Follow that up with Letter to You. Again, just a little bit more down, a little more relaxed, a little more laid back. What'd you think of that one?
That one was a really good one. Like you said, it just brought it down. But like I said, his segues were so seamless that everything just felt like it all fit together so perfect.
Yep, really nice job. After that came The Promised Land. Bring it down a little bit more. Now, you liked that song.
Yes, I did.
Mm-hmm.
That song had a lot of ups and then down. It was really, really just fun. I was singing along to that one too.
You were.
In that the chorus is just really easy to sing along to in that one.
Yep, you caught on to it pretty quick. It's one of the songs I did a reaction to. They did a number, like more than half of the songs they did for the entire set I've done reactions to. So there were a number of songs that I did recognize. Promised Land was one of them. So yeah, that was a nice job with that one. I felt they did a nice job with it. It sounded really nice.
They did a great job with that one.
No, they did. They absolutely. Okay, now after that, we got into some really cool stuff here. Patty came out, who I've just discovered recently thanks to the comments and the Talk to Me reaction I did. I didn't know that they were actually married. I had no clue that was his wife. But thanks to everybody making the comments in that reaction video, now I know. So he had her come out. It was nice to see her, and they went into a rendition of a tune called Tougher Than the Rest.
And she brought out her acoustic guitar.
Yep.
And
She played the acoustic on that one.
it was really cool. Really cool to see their chemistry together.
Oh.
It was steamy.
You want to talk about chemistry? Let's talk about the next song after that. The rest of the band left the stage, leaving Bruce and Patty out there by themselves. Bruce kept his guitar, Patty took hers off, and they went into an acoustic rendition of Fire.
And it was fire!
Oh.
It was total fire. You could feel the heat throughout because they have it is steamy. Like I said, very steamy chemistry. Hashtag marriage goals, I swear to God.
No kidding. Being married for 30 plus years, almost, I think it might have been 40 years now. I'm not 100% sure about that.
They got together in the early 90s.
Early 90s when
Early
they got married?
90s, yeah.
Okay, so they've been married since the early 90s. So it's been 30 years plus. Good for them. Still got the chemistry. Every time they look at each other, they just smile. I'm just like, that's some great goals to have, marriage goals. Yes, I agree. But their performance was really nice. The harmonizing was really nice. It sounded good. A good way to kind of end out the first third of the show. You know, not a bad way to go. And then kick it right back up again with Hungry Hearts. Brought up the energy back up again with that tune. Felt nice, sounded good. I liked it. What'd you think?
I've heard it before. I did not know it was a Bruce Springsteen song. So when he started singing, I was like, wait, I recognize this.
You're lucky. I didn't recognize it at all. I haven't done a reaction to it. I don't think I've ever heard the song before. It didn't resonate with me in any way, but it sounded good. Not a bad way to come out of Fire with that kind of slowed down acoustic version. Good way to kick up the energy again. And then they did and people were telling me for years, people told me in the comments that he does this. We had a sign request. It wasn't really a sign though, it was a bed sheet.
No, I think it was a painter's tarp with spray paint. I swear to God, it was kind of dingy, and it was
dingy. But it was basically a big old piece of material spray painted. Please play Joel Blonde. I hope I pronounced that right. So he had some fun with it. He pulled it out and he's looking at the thing. It's like, I can't read this.
Impossible to read. Seems to be black spray paint.
He was being so funny.
Now, look, at the time, when you're trying to read a sign with gigantic letters that are like this big, I can imagine it's probably tough to read that up close. But he held it up for the crowd to say, what does this say? And the crowd is yelling, Joel Blonde. He's like, we haven't played this song in many, 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 many years, but we're going to play it right now. And the crowd lost their ever-loving mind, and they did. Now, I've never heard the song before, have you?
No.
So, I don't know. Maybe they completely blew it. I don't know. But the crowd loved it, so we're going to assume they did a good job on it.
Well, he also got the entire crowd interacting within that entire song.
He got the whole crowd singing it.
Yeah, so that was really fun seeing him kind of say, okay, you're not getting loud enough. Let's try again.
Yep. He had some fun with it. He definitely made it entertaining for everybody, and he put on a great show with it. You know, again, credit to the E Street Band being able to just on the fly whip out a song with no practice, no rehearsal, and just, you know, knock it out of the park the way that they do. Man, that's not easy to do. You gotta be prepared at all times for anything in that band. But they did a great job with it.
They did.
I think he's just dreaming.
Okay, so after Joel Blonde was finished, we went into Spirit in the Night.
That was a jazzy type song.
Yeah, it's got that laid back shuffle feel to it for sure. Felt good. Nice way to follow up after Joel Blonde. I thought that the transition was smooth there. A little more laid back than Joel Blonde was, a little bit. Not much, but it definitely came down just a touch. But a nice way to follow up. I think they did a nice job with it. After that came one of the faster paced songs, No Surrender.
Yep, so he took it down, but right back up again.
Yep. He did a nice job with that. Constantly on a roller coaster. After that came My City of Ruin. Now, I've done a reaction to that one.
Took it down just a little bit.
Took it down, well, a little more than a little bit. He brought it down quite a bit on that one. But the crowd responded well to it. The crowd immediately knew it. And that was actually one of the songs that I went, aha! Yeah, I know this one. All right, yes. Now, I recognized that one pretty much immediately. I was like, okay, so I'm starting to retain a little bit, so that's good. What'd you think of the song?
I liked it.
Yeah.
It was my first time hearing it, so I don't have much to say about it because it was a good song, but like I said, up then down, then up then down, but not too far down that I'm ready to fall asleep. Like I said,
Right.
I was really energized throughout the entire show.
Yeah, that we never dozed off during this show. It was constantly up.
I don't know how a man in his 70s, he's in his 70s, can keep up that pace for that long. I'm like, the stamina, man, the stamina.
We're going to talk about that later for sure. Now, after My City of Ruins came another cover, a Commodore's cover of a tune called Night Shift.
Yes! I love this song, and I know it, and I was singing along and dancing in my seat to this one.
She lost her ever-loving mind. They started the song, and she went, ah! And I went, what? I thought she got, pinched or something like that. Now, she jumped out of her seat practically, and I'm sitting there looking at her going, you know this song? She does. And she even told me what it was. She told me it was Night Shift by the Commodores, and I'm like, how do you know that?
I like the oldies, okay?
Okay. So they did a cover of the Commodore song, Night Shift. Really nice cover, really well done. Good full-sounding song. No problems there. You lost your ever-loving mind.
The crowd did too.
Oh, no, the crowd did too, absolutely. No, the crowd was there for it. I haven't done a reaction to it, but I mean, I got no issue with it. It sounded fine within the set list. So yeah, they did a nice job with it. I liked it.
I'm singing it in my head.
Oh my God, you're singing in your head as we speak. Oh, you're ridiculous.
Oh, and that's just precious.
Okay, now coming out of Night Shift, we went into a tune called Last Man Standing.
This one I've never heard before. So this
Yeah, me neither.
this was like my first time hearing it. So like I said, it goes from Night Shift, and then the tempo stays pretty consistent when we go into Last Man.
Yeah, Night Shift and Last Man Standing, it was almost identical in tempo. Feel was a little different. It was a little more laid back. Where Night Shift had a little more of like a, I don't want to say Caribbean feel, but it definitely had more of like a tropical feel.
Yeah, it did.
But then Last Man Standing a little more straight ahead. Into Backstreets, another song I have not done a reaction to yet. What'd you think of that song?
That one was a first time for me as well. I liked it. I still was coming down off a Night Shift.
Yeah, you're still coming off of Night Shift. You were still like on that high.
I was on that high from Night Shift for a few.
You were. No, you definitely were. I could see it. But I think Backstreet's definitely had some merit as the song, especially in a live performance setting. It definitely belonged. If I'm being honest, I think that might have been probably. Here we go, hot take here. I think that might have been the lowest point of the show for me. Don't get me wrong, it's a good song. It's a solid song. But out of all the songs we heard, I think it might have been my least favorite. But it still had merit. It still sounded good. I had no issue with it. It just, comparatively to some of the other songs, it was all right. You know, it was okay. It was definitely passable, but not my favorite. What do you think?
I can understand where you're coming from on that one.
But you don't agree?
I don't agree because
Okay.
I think the entire show was phenomenal, and I think it was incredibly well put together. So as you say, Backstreets might have been not your favorite in the whole.
Out of all the songs, it was probably my least favorite.
Okay, that's a fair thing to say, but I still think it fit into the show quite appropriate.
Okay, that's fair enough. After that, now here we go. The next 6 songs, I've done reactions to all 6 of them, and I recognized every single one when they played them. Starting off with Because the Night.
And it's a cover I knew! This one I went bonkers over again.
She knew another cover, and I was like, wow, you are amazing me more and more with every passing song. No, I recognize that cover. They did a great job of it. Felt good. She's the one cranking up the energy.
Exactly.
Bringing it back up again, boy. Da 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 da. Boom, with those snare hits from Max. I was like, oh yes, I recognize this. Okay. What'd you think of that
I
one?
love the fact that it had the high energy again.
Oh yeah, brought the energy again.
I love it because you got Because the Night, then you go to She's the One. I think it was a perfect segue. Perfect.
Yeah. Great tune. Great tune for a live setting. I think I remember saying that during the course of the reaction. I was like, for a live setting, this is a great tune. And I'm glad to see that my analysis of that song still holds up today. So yeah, that was a good one. Great way to keep it going. Okay, so out of She's the One, we went into Wrecking Ball, which I've done. That's another one I did a reaction to, and I recognize. What'd you think of that one?
I really love how much energy was in this entire concert. Because the energy just kept up and up and up. He'd take it down a little bit, but it was just amazing. I loved it. Wrecking Ball was a really, really good song, but I really want to get into the next song because that was like my favorite of the whole night when it came to the energy. I
liked Wrecking Ball. I like the fast-paced energy of Wrecking Ball. It was, if I'm not mistaken, I think it was probably the fastest-paced song of the entire night. It felt good, sounded good, loved the drive. It just felt really good, man. I dug that one. Now let's get to it. The song that you've been waiting for all night. And at the show, you didn't know the song though.
No, I did not.
You'd never heard it before, but this song absolutely won you over.
It really did.
We're talking about The Rising. Oh man. Energy level, the tempo, the speed, it came down a little bit, just a little, not a ton, but noticeably. But you picked up on something though.
Remind me what I picked up on.
The energy on the stage came down, but what ended up coming up?
Oh my God, the stadium just went berserk.
The stadium lost their ever-loving minds when this song kicked in. That was probably the biggest. Well, was that the biggest pop of the night? I think it was.
That's what a pop smells like. Take a bow.
It was one of the biggest pops, I would have to say.
I think it was the biggest pop. The crowd absolutely erupted when The Rising kicked in. And you heard the guitar line, and it was like, oh, there it is. There it is. There it is. Yeah, I recognized it immediately, and the crowd went nuts. And everybody was standing. I mean, that was probably the first point in the entire show where I saw everybody, and I mean everybody, was standing up for this song. Had their hands in the air, singing along to the chorus. It was a good time. It was a really good time. All that up with Badlands,
which is also a really good song. My first time hearing it.
Came up a little bit more. The energy came up a tad.
It was good.
You liked it?
Oh my God, the energy of this entire thing was just like mind-numbingly amazing. I am so happy.
And then it came down to, and now here was the quote-unquote last song of the night.
That's a bunch of
we'll talk about that in a second. Last song of the show, they ended with Thunder Road.
Which was still a lot of energy, a lot of like, wowzer.
Yep. I recognized it when it kicked in. I remember thinking to myself, for a split second, I thought to myself, what a weird way to end the show. But I'm like, oh wait, hold on. This is a Springsteen concert. This isn't the end. This isn't the end. There's definitely more to come. But it's still kind of a weird way to end the set. Not the most popular song, I think, by Bruce Springsteen, but a solid song nonetheless. I've done a reaction to it. I never thought I would see that as a set closer. It was a little awkward, but at the same time, I was like, okay, now hold on. There's more coming. We know there's going to be more here. So, yeah, but I mean, again, it's one of those songs that everybody recognizes. So, I guess at the end of the day, not a bad way to end, but we knew there was more coming, though, didn't we?
We did. Oh, there was more.
Oh, there was way more to come.
All right.
Okay, so show's over, right? Yeah. No, it's not. Here come the encores. Here we go. They didn't take very long to come back out either. They brought the lights down, and then less than 30 seconds later, they came back out. So we didn't have to wait for very long for them to come back out. Kicking off our first encore with Land of Hopes and Dreams. I've not done a reaction to this song. It was my first time hearing it. What about you?
My first time hearing it too.
Okay, what'd you think of it?
I really like this song. Feels like more of like an anthem type song. Like,
a little anthemic?
Yeah.
Okay.
It was, they're all feel good. It's like, for most of his music, it's feel good. And I did feel good. It was a good song.
It was a good song, not the song I would have picked to start the encores with. I think they should have taken the first song of the encores and the second song of the encores and switched them around. You'll see what I'm talking about. But I mean, it's a good song. I do see the anthemicness of it. I do, but I think. But when you're talking about starting off an encore, you want to start something off with a song that's maybe a little more famous, a little more recognizable. Let's see if you agree with me on this. The second song of the encore was Born to Run. Now that, I think, should have been how they started the encores.
It was a really, really high energy song.
Very high energy.
Okay?
Yeah.
My first time hearing it, so I really liked it. It did pick up the pace.
Oh, it picked up the pace significantly.
Exactly.
Maybe Born to Run might have been a little too fast to start off the encore. I don't think there's any such thing as that, but I don't know. But I mean, me personally, I would have loved to have seen Born to Run switch places with Land of Hopes and Dreams. Start with Born to Run, go into Land of Hopes and Dreams, especially with what was coming up next, which was Rosalita, Come Out Tonight.
I had never heard that song before.
You haven't?
I had not. So it was my first time. But the crowd went crazy. They did sing along with this, and I caught on to it very easily.
Yes, you did. I gotta say, I'm gonna talk at length about this later, but I think when it came to Rosalita Come Out Tonight, I think the biggest thing for me was the pop that Jake got when he came out to do the sax solo. I mean, don't get me wrong, the crowd was popping for him all night long, but on this song in particular, I think it was the biggest pop Jake got all night. I know the sax solo on this song is pretty iconic, so for him to get that pop for doing that sax solo, I think was a big deal. They follow up Rosalita Come Out Tonight with a tune called Bobby Jean, which I've never heard before. What'd you think of it?
It was a good one too. I think it fit in perfectly in that entire set. This entire, for the fourth song of the encore, it did fit in quite well.
Yeah. The energy level for this song came down a little bit. So we started here with Land of Hopes and Dreams, came up to Born to Run, stayed up there for Rosalita, and then came back down again for Bobby Jean. It was a little bit of a plateau. It was cool. I mean, it definitely worked well. It sounded good for a live setting. I got no issue with it. I got no problem with it. I thought it sounded really good.
Sounded amazing.
Cool. And then we followed that into Dancing in the Dark.
Which I know this song is one of my favorite Bruce Springsteen songs. I sung the whole thing.
Yeah, you did.
I was so excited when I heard. I popped so hard for this.
Yes, you did.
Oh my God, it was the best.
You love that song.
Yes, I do.
I have done a reaction to it. I did the reaction when he was dancing with his mother, which I was really moved by. They did it. I think it's a good song for an encore for sure. It's one of those songs that's just iconic for him, absolutely recognizable. So putting it into the encore is definitely a good move. Follow that up with 10th Avenue Breeze.
I did a reaction to this one.
You did. I haven't put it up yet. I've been so slammed. I'm trying to get everything out. If I can get it out, I will. I will eventually, even if it takes me, another year. I promise you, I will get it out. But you recognized it.
Yes, I did. And the thing is it was just so amazing to hear something that I'm like, oh yeah, I really do know this one, and I got to critique it.
Yes, you did. No, she did do it. I had her do a couple of Bruce Springsteen reactions prior to December when we were supposed to see them, and I've just been slammed and slammed and slammed, and it's just things keep popping up, and real life has got to come first, and I have to keep prioritizing what's more important, doing the requests I have to do every month, or getting out a special extra reaction. And I gotta prioritize here, folks. So I promise you, I will get them out eventually. We'll see when I can get them out. Then came the quote unquote, again, last song of the night. And there's a reason I'm putting quotes up there. You'll see what I mean. After that came Twist and Shout. Now, come on, if you don't know.
No, we know the top notes.
Song,
yeah,
we
know the top notes.
How
cover.
can you not have heard this song? You know, everybody knows Twist and Shout. It's been used in so many movies and television shows and everything. There's no way anybody could not know this song. So they started it, and we both immediately recognized it. And I had a feeling when they went into the song, I had a feeling it was going to be the last song of the night. I thought this was how they were going to close out. What'd you think of it?
I loved it. It was just a fun song.
Yeah, it's fun.
It was fun. Bringing that lady on stage.
Oh yeah, they brought the lady up on the stage. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know for a fact she's never gonna forget this night.
Yeah.
She's gonna remember that moment the rest of her life.
It was amazing.
Yep. And then I thought that was how they were gonna end the show. They had the big rock and roll ending, you know, boom, boom, and they ended. Band leaves the stage except Bruce. Bruce doesn't leave. He has an acoustic guitar. Lights go out all across the stage. Every light went off. A solo floodlight, a solo spotlight on him, and he did a solo acoustic rendition of I'll See You in My Dreams. What did you think of that?
I thought that was a great way to seriously know that was the closeout of the show.
Yeah.
It was a perfect ending to 31 songs. This was number 32.
Yeah.
It was that was
32.
32 songs.
Woo.
It was the perfect ending. You knew that was we're seeing you off. Have a nice evening.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for attending.
I got the same message, and I'll take it even a step further. I think that was kind of Bruce's way of saying, you know, I appreciate you all coming out to see me. I love you guys, and I'll see you in my dreams. You know, I thought it was really cool.
I did too.
I thought it was a really nice way to end off the evening. A great way to end off the show. Lights went out, house lights came up, everybody exited.
Exactly.
Not a bad way to end the show.
More seductive than sex.
You can't say that on TV.
I can say that.
Okay, so they did the entire set list. Now we're just going to quickly go over how we personally felt about the entire overall presentation. You want to go first? I go first. Okay. I'm going to say a couple things that may upset some Bruce Springsteen fans, possibly. But I want everybody to understand that these are just my own personal opinions and my own personal observations. And I'm not attacking Bruce in any way, shape, or form. Just a couple of things I noticed. First of all, a 32-song set. Without question, the longest, or at least the most number of songs in a concert that I personally have ever experienced. That's impressive. Knocking out 32 songs in one show. Wow. It was definitely impressive. I had no idea he was going to do that many songs. I know the set list ran a little over. I know it started a little late too. Now, I don't know, not too many people know this, LA County actually does have a sound ordinance for their live performances and live shows. And for the Kia Forum, performers need to be finished by 10:59 p.m. If 11 o'clock hits and they're still playing, fines are imposed. Now, they didn't finish playing until about 11:20. Now, I don't know how this worked out. Maybe they might have gotten special permission from the city to extend. You can do that, but you have to get permission. They might have gotten fined, flat out, but I think the fine's like $250,000, folks. For Bruce Springsteen, that is pocket change. I don't think he would have minded. He probably would have paid it himself and said, here you go. Let me pay it in advance because we're going to go over. It's very possible he did that. I'm not 100% sure, but he did go over the 11 o'clock cutoff. And I mean, for me personally, I kind of appreciated that because we got a little extra. From what I heard, this was the longest concert he put on for the entire tour, which again, I appreciate, especially considering the fact that he did have to cancel back in December due to medical reasons. I think he intentionally gave this the most attention because he had to cancel that show kind of last minute. I think we got like a week's notice. It really kind of sucked. But he definitely made up for it with this. The E Street Band, I cannot talk enough about. They are I don't know if I want to go as far as say the best backing band ever, because I've seen some good backing bands, but they're definitely without question top 3. Their professionalism, the energy they had was a lot of fun. The way they had the interaction with each other was a lot of fun. And what I loved about it, I think the most was everybody had their time to shine. Little Stevie did, Nils did. Jake had several moments where he got to shine. The horn section at times actually got to come up to the front and sing, and not say, but play to the crowd. The backing vocalist got a chance to come up to the front and sing and take the lead. There was actually, I forgot what song it was, but there was one song where they actually did come up to the front and they actually took over the entire song, which I thought was really cool, giving them a chance to have the spotlight. The piano players, Max back there on the drums, the percussionist. I mean, everybody had a chance to shine, which I was really grateful for. It shows that Bruce actually cares. I mean, yes, they're hired guns. Yes, they are. And are they replaceable? They are replaceable. But at the same time, they've been with them for a while, and respect is shown. And I absolutely appreciate that. As far as Bruce himself, and again, folks, I'm not trying to sound mean. I'm not trying to be critical. This is just an observation. Watching him in the videos from, 10 years ago, 12 years ago, 20 years ago, where we see him running around the stage at full sprint, I didn't see that. And unfortunately, the energy level wasn't quite as high. And the truth of the matter is he's 74 years old. Now, for being 74, doing what he did on the stage was pretty incredible, okay? You don't see too many 74-year-old men, moving around the stage, going down the steps, like on 10th Avenue Freeze Out. He's going down the steps into the crowd, singing, I would say, about 2/3 of the song in the crowd, intermingling with the fans. I mean, 74 years old, moving around like that, it's fun to watch. I'm just saying comparatively to the videos that I've seen where he's literally running like he's in his 20s. You didn't see that, which was kind of a bummer, but at the same time, I absolutely understand. He's 74, I get it. I'm just looking at the comparison. Still a lot of fun to watch. The stamina, which I know you're probably going to talk about as well. Just from one song to the next, never stopping. Holding the chord, count off, 1, 2, 3, boom, into the next song. He did that like 8 songs in a row at the beginning. It's like, is he ever gonna take a breather? At least give the band a breather, but no, there were very few breaks. I think there was a grand total of like 3 or 4 breaks throughout the entire show. And considering the fact that there are 32 songs in the concert set, that's not a lot of breaks. So, I mean, I was really impressed with the stamina, the energy, the dedication. One other thing I want to talk about at length, and I don't mean to single anybody in particular out, but I do like to single this guy a little bit, Jake. Every single time he came up to the front a number of times to do a sax solo. The crowd popped for him big time. And I know why. I absolutely understand why, and I'm not discrediting it. He did his papa proud that night. Let me tell you, his solos, he was ripping them out. In particular, the sax solo for Rosalita come out tonight. That when the crowd, out of all the pops he got, that was the biggest one. And he absolutely did his dad justice, playing the sax on all of the songs. It was just a lot of fun to hear the crowd. I mean, don't get me wrong, whenever anybody would come out to do a solo, it didn't matter if it was Little Stevie or Nils or whoever, whenever anybody came out to do a solo, the crowd would respond, but they wouldn't pop like they did for Jake. Jake's pops were something special, and it was really cool to see that happen. So yeah, but overall, from an energy presentation, a stage design, production. Glad they had the video screens up because we weren't super close. Well, we were dead center. We saw everything. I think the overall presentation was really well done, and I would absolutely go back and see them again, hands down. The next time they come out, if here's the question, if they ever tour again, I don't know, Bruce. He may be calling it a career after this tour. We don't know. There's rumors going around that this was it. I guess time will tell. But if they do ever come back out to LA, I was talking with Mrs. Heretic. We're definitely we're gonna go and see them again. Not only will we see them again, we're gonna see them both nights if they play 2 nights. Because I happened to look at the set list for the Sunday night show on the 7th, and they did the Ghost of Tom Joad on there with Tom Morello, and I missed it. Ah! So lesson learned: go to both nights. Fine, I'll kick out the money and we'll go both nights.
He said we're willing to go into debt for that.
Oh, absolutely. If it means seeing Tom Morello with Bruce Springsteen doing the Ghost of Tom Joad live, yes, I will absolutely go into debt for that. Okay, that's my spiel. Let's hear your thoughts.
You're not going into debt for a concert.
We'll see. So what'd you think of the show?
Highest energy show I've ever been to. Like you said, the man is in his 70s, for God's sake. I am giving him all the props in the world. I hope to move when I'm in my 70s half as well as he does and look as good as he does for being in his 70s.
Oh, yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
So you going, oh, the energy wasn't as good from, like, he's 74 years old.
I know he is. I get it. I'm just saying comparatively
And FYI,
to what I've seen in the past.
FYI, that man doesn't need it. He's a legend, for God's sake.
All right.
Okay? He does not need the production of the pyro. He does not need the production of the light. He does not need all that other stuff.
No.
He is standalone, E Street Band included. Amazing. There is nothing I have seen that has beat Bruce Springsteen live.
Really?
Nothing. I saw Muse. I thought Muse was great. No. Compared to Bruce Springsteen's a legend. He is amazing.
Okay.
I'm so sorry, Muse fans. You are going to kill me. I thought Muse was fantastic, but put a 74-year-old man on stage, doesn't need any production. He is phenomenal.
Better than Nightwish?
Floor has a special place in my heart.
Be careful here.
Floor has a special place in my heart.
Uh-huh.
That's my female hall pass.
Better than Rammstein?
Yes.
Ooh.
What's causing all of this?
Hot take.
Hot take, different genres for different things.
Granted, okay.
Okay,
Fine.
but Bruce...
The Warning.
The Warning is completely different genre than Bruce Springsteen.
They're both rock and roll. Both rock.
They're also teenagers, for God's sakes. Give the 74-year-old legend, and I mean legendary,
I'm
man
not
a
disagreeing
break,
with that.
okay?
I'm not disagreeing with the legendary status. You're just saying, you're making the claim that Bruce Springsteen had the best show you've ever seen.
For somebody who's 74 years old.
Okay, there's the asterisk. Okay.
Yes,
For someone in their 70s.
For somebody in their 70s, he did not need crazy pyro that some of the other bands use.
Granted.
He did not need all the light and tech stuff. Stand alone, he's amazing.
Okay.
And I give him all the credit in the world because of the fact that 32 songs.
32 songs in the
The
set
man
list. I
literally
get it.
would throw his guitar to the tech, throw it, take a sip of water, and run back on stage with the new guitar he was putting on for the next song.
Yep.
I have never seen somebody move that fast, let alone somebody in their 70s.
Okay. Yeah, he did toss his guitar to his tech every single song. He finished the song, tossed the tech. It was the same 2 guitars. So he would toss the guitar, take the new one while the guitar tech was, resetting it and retuning it and stuff. So, yeah, okay, all right. So that's your take on the whole show.
That is my take on the whole shows. Phenomenal.
Phenomenal. All right, let's end this off now. Rating. Ratings and grade. What are you gonna do? Thumbs or?
I'm gonna give it 2 thumbs up
2 thumbs up.
because I don't have any other appendages I could show on camera.
2 thumbs up.
2 thumbs up. I give toes up, but nobody wants to see my crest.
Okay, that's fair enough. So 2 big thumbs up.
I mean, phenomenally giant. I am taking Mr. Heretic's thumbs too.
You're gonna borrow my thumbs?
I'm borrowing him Mr. Heretic's thumbs.
So you're gonna borrow my thumbs, okay? So 2 emphatic thumbs up for you.
Absolutely.
Okay, now comes me.
And just remember, you're sitting next to me, and I can beat you up if you say anything too negative.
I understand. I'll face repercussions later, I guess. On a scale of 1 to 10, I am gonna give that, taking everything into account, I'm gonna give that a 9.2.
Okay.
Yep, 9.2. You heard me. I didn't stutter. That is the score I felt the overall performance and overall concert deserves. Unlike you, I understand he's a legend, and he absolutely is a legend. I will give all credit where credit's due. Having said that, I'm looking at it from an overall product standpoint and comparing it to other products that I have seen. And if you take names off of those products and you just look at the products exclusively for what they were, I'm sorry, but I was more impressed with Muse. I thought the Muse show was more impressive, and I really, really enjoyed the Nightwish show more than this. But having said that, though, I will easily say that I will put this concert top 5 concerts of my entire life. Top 5, and I've seen a lot of concerts.
I will have to say, from a production standpoint, Muse was the top one.
Oh yeah, without question.
Yeah. So
But overall presentation, I would absolutely put Bruce Springsteen top 5 show of all time. No question, for me personally. And like I said, I've seen a lot of concerts. So for me to put him up into top 5, that's definitely saying something. So yeah, I feel good with that. So I said a 9.2. You gave it 2 thumbs up, emphatic thumbs up.
And I borrowed your 2 thumbs as well.
That doesn't count, they're my thumbs.
I'm jacking your thumbs for this one.
What else is next? You're taking everything else.
It's community property.
Community property. Well, there you go, folks. You heard it here first. 2 emphatic thumbs up from Mrs. Heretic, 9.2 for myself. Final word, final scores, we have spoken. Well, that's going to do it for our concert review of Bruce Springsteen. Hopefully you all enjoyed the show. Hopefully we were able to entertain you. If we were able to put a smile on your face and brighten your day, then we did our job, and we're so glad we could do it. If you guys feel like joining the fan base, go ahead and click on that button down there. If you guys want to like the video, go ahead and like the video. If you guys want to ring the bell, go ahead and ring the bell. It honestly doesn't make any difference at all to us, but if you guys feel like doing these things, well then by all means, feel free to do so. Well, that's going to do it for the night, folks. Thank you very much for watching, and as always, this is David Heretic and Mrs. Heretic signing off, reminding you to stay fabulous.
And support each other.
Later. Peace.